Shikama.
Shikma.
Everything must change. Nothing stays the same. Everyone will change. No one stays the same. The young become the old, and mysteries do unfold. 'Cause that's the way of time. Oh, nothing and no one goes unchanged. There are not many things in life you can be sure of, except rain comes from the clouds, sun lights up the sky, and the hummingbirds do fly. Winter turns to spring. A wounded heart will heal, but never much too soon. Yes, everything must change. The young become the old, and mysteries do unfold. 'Cause that's the way of time. Nothing and no one goes unchanged. There are not many things in life you can be sure of, except the rain comes from the clouds, sun lights up the sky, and hummingbirds do fly. Rain comes makes me cry. Everything must change.
church say amen.
Amen.
You know, everybody needs something. God said that somehow everybody got suffering. In fact, the whole purpose of spirituality, so forth and so on, is to somehow or another in this samsara, in this ocean of sorrow and suffering, somehow it will be able to bring an end to our suffering.
Yes, sir.
And one of the things that is given to those who are serious about it, not pretending that you're not suffering, but very honest about it, you see, and very serious about it, bringing your suffering to an end. And as you all clearly know by now, so many different ways of suffering. It's not just at the material level. It's all kinds of emotional forms of suffering. Perhaps one of the most painful suffering at that level is suffering from not having the experience of being loved. It's a great suffering. So forth and so on. And these great sages, is that something that we are seeking that will enable us to become an end maker of our suffering. And that something is, it's not more money, it's not a bigger house, it's not a relationship, worldly relationship. It's not any of the things that we are pursuing as a strategy by which we could bring our suffering to an end. See, it's not PhDs. What they give us is the truth.
Yes, sir.
The truth and only the truth, capital T, truth. Not your beliefs. Your beliefs are not the truth. You elevate them to the truth, but they ain't the truth. It's just some stuff you made up in your mind and cling to, like that's the truth. Notice, your beliefs have not brought your suffering to an end. It cannot. Because it's not truth, it's a belief, it's an opinion. And you must enjoy the distinction between your opinion and your beliefs and truth. You see? And the truth is what sets you free,
Yes, sir.
and nothing else. You see? And what is the truth that they give us? The truth about who you and what you really are. You see? Who you think you are is just some more beliefs that you created about yourself. It has nothing to do with the truth of who and what you are. You see? And this has been the case throughout all human history. You see, the Hindus call it moksha. You know, traditional religion, Christianity, and so forth, they call it salvation, etc., freedom from suffering. You see, you can have all the civil rights and legal rights if you want, you're still gonna suffer. So that's the purpose of these gatherings. We come together seeking truth, because that's the only thing that works in life. The truth. Satsang, the meaning of that term is a gathering of seekers of truth. So, and the finding of that truth is the highest knowledge you can ever have. If you don't know the truth about how this place works, then you don't know the truth about who and what you really are. And so just more suffering. I don't know if this is an appropriate way to make right use of a beautiful day like today, but
Good start, man.
So there's so much more that can be said about all of that. Truth sets you free.
Yes, sir.
And nothing else. So we come to this kind of a place, and we're seekers of truth. Well, what kind of truth are you seeking? When you come through that door, are you seeking truth, or you seeking more information, and enjoy the distinction between the two? You see, sometimes we flatter ourselves we're seeking the truth, being equal to the accumulation of teachings. You see, this teaching, that teaching, reading more books, more degrees, etc., etc. We collect teachings. You see. As if collecting teachings is equal to the truth. It is not. And one of the truths you discover if you have some level of self-observation and then does some self-introspection, you realize you've been collecting teachings from all over the planet. And you still suffer. And the fault is not the teachings. The problem is you don't integrate the teachings into the way you are doing your life. You see, if you don't integrate these profound teachings that have come down to us for millenniums, you don't integrate it into the way you are doing your life, you will continue to suffer. Society is here. So it's not so much the fault is of the teachings. The problem is our unwillingness, our lack of a commitment to integrating teachings into the way you're doing it. Right? That's what's missing. This is real. Because that requires you to go beyond your ego, and you're clinging to your ego sense of self. You're attached to it, and you will not let it go. And thus, that very clinging to being who and what you think you are, the willingness to let go of that. There's sometimes been said, let go and let God. God ain't the problem. Let go and let go of your ego. That's the key.
Yes, sir.
That's the key. That's a whole different thing. Whole different thing. Well, I'm preaching to the choir, right? So, but if there's something on your hearts and mind that you like to consider, you're most welcome. That's what we're here to do. Is to elevate the level of our search for truth, for knowledge, beyond the limitation of our mere intellect, and bring our suffering to an end. So, you're most welcome to suggest something that will benefit us to that end. Or we can sit here and listen to some more music and so forth and so on. Yes, beloved. Shaken, beloved.
Can you elaborate more on the ego game that we're playing? I will start with myself, but in conjunction in general sense. The ego game that we play as far as trying to navigate, meaning that there's so much navigation, like you explained, there's the teachings we learned from different stuff all over the world. At the end of the day, the ultimate thing is the term you used before is sacrifice. The ego got to be killed, dealt with, so you were just discussing that, but can you elaborate more on recognizing the game that's being played with self and the fact that you won't win? You won't win the game, that you have to kill the ego in a sense?
Well, you see, beloved, that's a perennial question. It's a very profound question. And we have tried to address that for the last 40 years here. There is, of course, the Who Am I book that looks into the anatomy of ego and so forth and so on. So the long answer is I will refer you to that particular thing because it's a question that you have to deal with, you see. One of the forms of reflection and introspection and contemplation that has been suggested by these great sages and seers, in addition to sitting meditation and so forth and so on, there must be contemplation, you see. Your contemplation, your introspection, your examination, all of that is the other wing. Just as a bird can't fly with one wing. Well, meditation is just one part of the spiritual process. Are you with me? You see? There must be the contemplation, the deep reflection, done with discipline, the same level of discipline that you take to the mat. not less. Because that's the only way that you are able to loosen your grip and be in perpetuating who you think and what you think you are. You see? And it starts with posing the question to yourself, who am I? Seriously now. When you say I, what does your I reference to? You follow me? And usually we say, I'm this body. You see? You'll see just the gesture of the body language. You see? Somebody comes in and they say something, and then you ask, who are you talking to? You talking to me? You notice you point here. Yeah, you're talking to me. So that's just your natural default. You point to this and call this me, right? And all you think is that I think, you point here. You follow me? So, but it's to the body. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
The body is an object that is arising, you see, and something else that knows the body. And I think, and we chatted a little bit yesterday, I believe, about it, but then you start really pondering this thing. This becomes a inquiry of Acharya. You focus on this, who am I? You see, it's almost become like it's more than an affirmation, you see? It's who am I? This is one of the processes that was recommended by Ramana Maharshi. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him. You start inquiring about that. In the Dogon tradition in West Africa, you see, there's 50 levels of that inquiry, right? Before you can get to the bottom of it, you know, it's stages of a degree of accuracy of your answer. Are you with me? You see? So in the Dogon mystery schools, they distinguish what they call Sogai, that's at the top, from Giri, so that's the little knowledge. You see? You know your name, your social security number. You see, when you were, your birth certificate, they say you were born, you know your gender, etc. They consider that's Giri, so that's a little knowledge there. Little knowledge. Your knowledge of yourself is very small. You see. Sogai is the knowledge of your true self, your essential nature. What is that? And that takes you into that second part of sadhana. And you have to sit down. And it's essential that you do that because now, you see, this becomes a matter of life and death now here. Are you with me? See, it's not a superficial question to be asked. It's not philosophy. It's a matter of life and death. Because who you think you are will determine how you live. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
And it will determine not only the quality of your life, but also the quality of your death. You see? If you are convinced beyond all doubt that I am this body, mind, my emotions, etc., right? Well, you see, look around this place. Every body dies. You're in trouble. Are you with me? And your life and living will reflect that. Full of anxiety, fear. You see my point? service yesterday, right up the street here on Madison. My brother-in-law, mother passed, you see, so forth. And so we was in the funeral home there, and the pastor was, you know, was a good pastor. He was doing that Mississippi kind of funeral. So you stay with me? In fact, his church met in the funeral home. I said, man, I like this, right? And, but after the service and some extraordinary preaching and all of that, right? And as we did the last viewing and exit the funeral home, we were outside. So she was there, Sabananda was there, Joyce was there, we were standing on the corner. And Sabananda went to get the car, right? You know, she think, I can't see. Usually you can't see at night, but in her opinion, I can't see in the daytime. You know? But in any case, so she's getting the car, we're standing on the corner waiting for her to come with the car and so forth and so on. And she comes, we get in the car, we put on. 5 minutes later, they shot up the place, just the west side. Wow. Corner with the two guys that were standing behind us, one of them got shot. Just like that. Had we been there for 5 more minutes,
Wow.
I wouldn't be here
Yes,
today.
Great.
Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So, and we all have probably had some near-death experiences or something like that, or at least we understand that this really happens here. People really do get wiped out by a stray bullet.
Yes, sir.
True?
Yes, sir.
Or you can get stage 4 cancer and you didn't even know you had cancer. You're diagnosed and told you got 3 months to live. Now what you gonna do? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So if your sense of self is strictly based on your identification with the body, you're in trouble. You will, by definition, live a fear-based life. You have no option. And how can a fear-based life be a happy life? That cannot happen. Cannot happen. You will suffer all kinds of anxieties. So it's a profound inquiry, Ernest. Some matter of life and death. That's based on your answer to who am I. And you have to see, you have to examine your beliefs, you see. There's a set of beliefs we have, beliefs about others, belief about the world, belief about ourselves, that you are operating out of, and you have not even examined to see if it's true. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
That's the foundation of being a spiritual, a seeker of truth, not a seeker of information. You see, a seeker of the truth about your beliefs that you are operating out of. That's the first level and first order of business. And yeah, set aside some time to do that. And it's and you gotta find the answer before this thing comes to an end. And you don't know when it's gonna come to an end. That's the advantage of having a human body. It's the opportunity, you see, to answer that question. I don't don't know, does that help a little bit? So there's so much more that can be said about it. I mean, it is a very profound thing. So it's your choice. Somewhere they said that in the Bible, I believe, that the proposition is to choose on this day what you're going to do. And choose on this day who you are going to be. Choose. You want to choose between being the body, your emotions, your beliefs, unexamined beliefs at that, or choose to be something greater than that. Because that's also a possibility, you see. And the process takes you into that, you see. Are you the body, or are you that which is aware of this body? Are you with me? The reflection is grounded in the proposition, the premise, if you will, that no matter what is arising within the field of your awareness, no matter what experience you are having, that in your field of awareness, your five senses of perception, seeing, touching, tasting, smelling, feeling, it's the foundation of your experiences here, right? You see? And try to see, are you an object in your awareness, or are you only awareness as truth? Which would you rather be? Because the awareness, right? You're aware, right? You're aware of being sitting on the bench, right? Because you have a sense of feeling, touch, so forth, so on. You can hear my voice and so forth, because you have what the Buddha called ear consciousness, eye consciousness, tongue consciousness. True. So which one are you? Choose. You choose. Examine and then choose. You might see, oh, I see this, right, that's right. No matter what is arising within the domain of my awareness and experiences and so forth and so on, you see, none of that is me. None of that is mine. I am that which is aware of all of this stuff. And you may say, no, I don't want to be no awareness. I want to be this body. Okay, it's good, choose. You choose. That's all. You see, on this day or some day like today, choose. Right? Now the sages said, well, if you choose to be the body, you're a fool. Are you with me?
Yes.
You're a fool. Bhagwan is the term in Pali language. You're a fool. And so you can examine it. Some rascal texted me yesterday, said, Bhagwan, I've been living like a fool. I said, man, he did some good reflection. Excellent reflection. You see? It's your choice. And it's not simply a process of intellect, it's a seeing. You see, it's not syllogistic, it's not logic and reasoning. It's, Socrates said, right, it is a realm of wisdom that you can't, the logician will never get to. It's beyond your logic and reasoning. That's intellect. It's a different thing. I think one of the original term and meaning of the word philosophy was philosophia, seeing. The difference of philosophy was originally seeing. You see it. Direct perception, not inference. Direct perception, direct knowledge. there's no way to logically arrive at the taste of water. You have to have a little bit. You have to have a zendo, a satori, a moment of aha has to happen. Got to get a glimpse. This is the process. I don't even know if this is making any sense, y'all. Huh? I can come, we can go back down the scale and so you get back down to level. You want to? But it really is something to behold. Part of that contemplation is also involved death. The Kemetic wisdom tradition, that's the first thing. That's the first assignment for Vicharya, for reflection. You see, reflect upon the inevitability of your death and dying. Get this clear. The sooner you get this clear, then it opens up the way, right? Gotta do it. Gotta do that. That's foundation. Factor that in. Now, once you do that, then you have a little taste that enables you to go into the discovery of your true nature. But it starts out trying to break your identification and your attachment to the body as if the body's not going to die. You see? Can't. That's not the way. Factor your death into it. You see? How would your life be different if you are living and factoring your death into it? Come on. You see? Everything that is arising within the domain and the field of your awareness is impermanent. Nothing's here forever, including what you're calling you, which is basically your body. Ain't here forever. True?
Yes, true.
All right. Well, look and see what you're up to. See, you have to find out what you are up to. Not the person next to you or the person over in Africa somewhere. No. Find out what you are up to and see it. And see it. You living like you ain't gonna die. All kind of procrastination, all kind of postponement. Is that about right? You live under the illusion of time. I got no time. Not today. Not today. Death is always going to come in the form of today. This is how it is. This is how it is. Is this morbid?
No, that's
I don't know. I mean, you are. Yes, beloved.
Last Friday, I had a near-death experience, personally. I was walking from the bathroom to the bedroom, and I dropped down.
You had a what, beloved?
Near-death experience.
A near-death?
Near-death,
Okay.
yeah.
And you feel? You feel down?
Yeah. Everything went blank.
And
Went to the emergency room, they immediately admitted me, and they had a blocked artery in my heart.
wow.
They put a stent in, had a regular heartbeat. I still got an irregular heartbeat, but I'm still here. Praise God. But I know for a fact, this body is not permanent. And death can come at any given moment. So if you don't get it right, you don't know the time or the place,
Absolutely. You see.
and you be out of here.
Yes, sir.
There's a whole literature on NDEs, we call them, near-death experiences, you see. The literature reinforces a lot of what these great sages are telling us. Are you with me? But it's a near-death experience. It's not like the death that is going to really happen once the body drops, but it's a near-death experience. Are you with me? And some people, depending, you see, where, under what circumstances, how quickly they could get medical care, right? You see, are able to be resuscitated. We have now a form of medicine called resuscitation medicine. Are you with me? They can get you back up and jump you off and so forth. But even in that moment, are you with me? That experience can sober you up. My father, he had such an experience in a candy factory. He had been drinking all his adult life, you see, and he fell out. Boom. Somehow miraculously, you see. But he had a little bit of a near-death experience. Some people report actually seeing the body laying on the ground. That breaks the identification, because who's seeing your body laying on the floor? Who's seeing that? You see? True?
True.
And if you somehow coaches are intelligent enough, you know I'm not the body, because I saw my body laying on the gurney. I was hovering above it, you see. But it wasn't like you were in space. Are you with me?
Yeah.
You went up in the clouds some damn place, right? You just had been given a gift of seeing. You're not the body. You are the seer of the body. In the highest sense of very different experience. You were just awareness. Pure awareness. It's wonderful. Now, my dad had that experience and it changed, just like that. My grandmother was petitioning him to stop all that drinking. You see, got all these kids and stuff. It wasn't enough to stop it. Just like that. You see? Transformed, you know. He became a religious fanatic. You met Paul, so you know my dad.
That's
Yes. It can change you, you see. But you don't have to fall out in the hospital. You can sit down on the mat and get the same insight. The yogi sits down and withdraw attention from the body and get the same. So you can have a heart attack and near-death experience, or you can sit down, be still, and know this. It's up to you. Or you can hope you can have a near-death experience with some doctors around. If there's no doctors around, you're in trouble.
Yes, sir.
But all of this is covered. We have had many conversations about all this stuff, and so I know that I'm not going to convince you with mere words. I know that. But nevertheless, you see, it would be reckless not to use every opportunity to try to convince you that the what you're calling me, that's on its way out here. And some of us here in the room, you know, we're in that bardo of old age. This shouldn't even be a problem for you to see. You know your body leaking energy. It's leaking not only energy, it's leaking fluids and all kinds of shit. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
You can no longer delude yourself and pretend now that, and you know you're not gonna recover what you have when you're 18. You know that. You gotta choose. So we look again for things to comfort ourselves, only the truth. That's the point of my argument. You're looking for something to hold on to and to be relieved of your fears, your anxiety. That's the only thing to know is the truth. But you must become a seeker of the real truth, the real deal. Not seeking some kind of confirmation of what your beliefs are. Your beliefs are not equal to no truth. It's just your damn, they ain't even your beliefs. You've been programmed to think like that. You see? And you gotta deal with that. You got to deal with that. So, I don't know how we can get on that. This happened every time this guy is at something. It's a nice, pretty day out there today. But, that too won't last well. Galaxies go dark. Planets die. Nothing is here forever. Nothing. Whatever comes together will come apart. This is how this place is. Are you with me? Whatever it is, you know, you see, out of your love, you get married, one of y'all gonna die. You will separate. You and Barani Rock will separate. It will come to an end. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
No fooling, no kidding. And then what you gonna do with when your other one die? How you gonna handle it? You see? See, if you can't handle your own death, you ain't gonna handle the death of the other two. Either. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Do y'all understand me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Whatever comes together here will come apart. Estamos and done. This is the truth. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Right. Permanence, Anika, the Buddha called it. That's real. That's real. So, all of this is so. This is how this place is. See, you have to understand, Ariana was just chatting briefly before today, that you have to understand the mechanics of life. You know, there's mechanics here, physics we talk about. Those are the laws and the mechanics of life. You see? It's like you got cars, right? And you have to understand the mechanics of a car and how it works, right? If you don't know how to put it in drive, you don't know how to coordinate braking and accelerate, you'll kill your damn self, right? Because you're ignorant of how to drive. You don't know how to drive and you're in a car, right?
Yeah.
You could be at that level of ignorance where you can be in a car and you don't even know how to turn the damn thing on. So you should, you see? So you have this body, you don't even know how to use it at all, except for eating and, you know, sleeping. But you ain't doing that. You're being asleep and all of that, right? You're using yours for to pursue this and to pursue that and so forth and so on, right? As if what you're pursuing, even when you get it, it ain't gonna last. Because that too is impermanent, right? Is that about right?
Yes.
I mean, you gotta see this, what Buddha called the right view. You gotta see this thing as this thing really is. And stop making up all this shit about it in your imagination somewhere. You understand me?
Yes, sir.
Or you'll piss away your whole life. Right? Never having any kind of quality of life, fulfillment, satisfaction. Just suffering after suffering, disappointment after disappointment, because you don't know how to do life. You don't know how to live. You don't know the science of life. That is what these ancient mystics and sages were teaching.
Yes, sir.
In ancient Kemet, they taught you the science of mind. Are you with me? You see? That's a science. That ain't just something for Black History Day or something. That's superficial. Are you with me? Right? You see? You can do the Naguzu Saba once a year for these days. No. Naguzu Saba was a way of life.
Yes, sir.
You see? You see? Mbutu was the way of life. Wasn't no holiday. Right? Because you have to understand how life works to have a quality life. How will you have a quality life? You don't even know how life works. Here, everything is impermanent. Everything. Nothing lasts. Now you doing your life just the opposite, right? So baby don't die. Now how your wife ain't gonna die? She gonna die. Oh, my husband don't die. Get up out of that casket. You've been to these films. All this nonsense, right? You see? I hope nothing changes. Everything changes here.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
You trying to somehow live in this samsara without anything ever changing. This is insane. This is suffering. It's gonna change. Everything changes here. You see? You gonna change. You might ask for a divorce because you done changed. Do y'all understand? I'm being facetious here, but do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You don't understand how life works. You don't understand how life really works. You do not understand the mechanics of life, right? It's some trouble. Nothing lasts. Everything is changing. And you're desperately clinging and trying to keep something from changing because you're attached. And it's going to change. Weather is changing. Everything is changing. Right? And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing. You see? The Tao Te Ching, would you really understand that? Are you with me?
Yes,
The
sir.
book of changes. Are you with me? The Egyptian Book of the Dead, about gold to gold, and so all this stuff. So telling you, pointing out. Just how it is. You have to flow with it. You see. Most of our suffering is the result and based on how we react to reality. You see, the more we resist flowing with this samsaric reality that we're in, the more you're going to suffer. So, I don't know what more I can say about this. Anybody have anything else? I don't know what else to tell you. This is nothing new. We've been making this argument for many, many, many years. Many, many years. hope that repetition will eventually trigger a satori. And you get a aha. This is how it is. This is how it is. Anything else that you guys were going to talk about? I don't want to drag on unnecessarily, but we do have today. We don't know what tomorrow will be like. My daddy used to always say, maybe your last chance. We don't know. We don't know. So, yes, brother.
All the roads that we have in life, all the roads that we go through in life, can you speak on sannyasa?
Sannyas.
Yeah.
These sannyas is the first, of course, as you know, they may not realize. Sannyas is a stage of life. Right? You see, where you have lived long enough to have some insight. Right? And now you devote all of your time, energy, and attention to making these kind of deep inquiries. No longer you snatch out an hour here or 15 minutes, then this contemplation, you see, this reflection, this sitting practice. In fact, and even in married couples, you see, they will separate in that when you enter into sannyas. You know, it's an age, right? You're in a different stage of the bundle of life. You're getting old now, right? Because kids are grown. You see, and all of that. You're done. You see, you're done. And you go to the forest. Those rishis were in the forest, right? So the wife goes to her hut, the husband goes to his hut, and that's what they devote the rest of their lifetime to, you see. So it's part of the stages, you know. There's sannyas, and then before they run a prasta, right? Your grandfather or grandmother, and you pass it down everything to the children. Then there was the grihasta, right? When you first got married. Then brahmacharya, you know, when you were still a student. So these are the ashramas. You see, sannyas is the last stage. Are you with me? It's just natural. Are you with me? You see, because you don't have energy no more. The body is old. Well, you can't go to the club. You can't go. You really can't. You can't go to the mall. You can't go to, Walmart and Whole Foods and do all that shopping. You ain't got no more energy. Right? You got nothing to see. Right?
Yes, sir.
Right?
True.
So you got time, freedom. You see, and so sannyas, beloved, then is when you reach that stage. Well, now you can pursue too. Right? You mentioned roles. You know, you have roles. We all have roles. You have roles as a daughter. You were somebody's daughter. You were once upon a time somebody's wife, and so forth. So you have these roles. See, it's not the roles, it's your identification with the being who and what you are. Are you with me? The sky don't say, oh, lightning, don't be up here, crack it. Because the sky don't, there ain't shit happening to me. The lightning is just arising in the sky. It ain't hurting the sky. No matter what is arising within the domain of your awareness, none of that is you or yours. Are you with me? Astravaka in the Astravaka Gita, right? Says it, right? Not Twan Deho. You're not the body. Navada. You didn't even make this damn thing. Why are you even calling it yours? You ain't made this thing.
Yes, sir.
Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Right? Your action, the body is the reaper of its actions, right? I'm not this body. I ain't got no karma to go through. I'm the mere witness of this thing. So you ain't got to change none of that stuff. Are you with me? You see? You disidentify with them. You see, that's the point I'm making, beloved. Right? You see? Well, we haven't been married 35 years, that's it. I'm out. You see? No, it has nothing to do with that. It's your misidentification with the roles, which are actually the action that you do with this body and so forth, right? You see? True? You don't identify. You have transferred your identity and sense of self from being this body and its roles and all that goes on in its relationship with other bodies, et cetera, to just being a witness of it. And you actually, there's way more enjoyment when you have been able to disidentify with it. Way more. You have, Jesus said, I've come to give you this knowledge so that you may have life and have it more abundantly.
Yes, sir.
What you're doing, it ain't even wrong to call that life. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
At all. Well, it's life, but it ain't abundant. It's just, just almost like that life of an animal, just crouching. It's living at the limbic system. Each animal procreation. You see, food, sex, bodily comfort. That's about it.
Good
True? That's an animal. That's life in the basement of your being. Here in the basement somewhere, I have some boxes that you like. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So the problem is not any of that, beloved. The problem is you identify with the body that is doing those actions, right? That's the doctor said, you sadrupu se sada sakshi. You just a witness of all of this. Nirapecha, none that's touching you. Sukumkara, be happy. None that is happening to you. But that's literature. Now you got to do the work to translate that. You see? Into how you live. You see, you can't get around the spiritual process just by reading book and quoting scripture. You ain't moving nowhere. You deluded somehow. Right? You got to integrate it into your life. That's the spiritual process. What good is collecting all this information and getting all this logical understanding, blah, 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 and you can't implement none of it? It's like reading a menu. Oh boy, that sounds good. But you broke, you ain't got no money, you can't order nothing. Pull up to McDonald's and say, ooh, that sounds like that's good. Right? Then you pull out. You ain't got no money, can't eat. Are you with me? You broke.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
You see, you broke. Maharaji once said, I remember when I went to the dairy, right? And you get an interview, right? And so, I had all these questions and so forth and so on. And there wasn't enough time to ask Maharaji all of that. So Bhanaga, I guess Bhanaga was like his secretary, his go-to person and so forth. I went to see Bhanaga, and I was telling him, I was complaining because I was frustrated, you know what I mean? I'm trying to do all this meditation, the simmering and buzzing and stuff, this stuff tearing me up, this shit hurt and all of that. I gotta go to Satsang, I'm reading. I said, I'm doing all this work, what is my IG doing? I mean, seriously, right? I'm doing all this stuff, he ain't doing nothing. Oh, God. Oh, God. And Bhagwan set me down, and even after I left there, Bhagwan wrote me a letter, a 3-page letter, just to make sure I understand this shit. Right? But he set me down, he said, the advantage of a guru is that he keeps you, or she keeps you from becoming self-deluded. That's the grace. That's the grace. So all of those books that was written and all of the satsangs that Maharaj, he just tried, that's grace. That's the grace of the master. He helped, or she helped, protect you from becoming self-deluded, because your whole natural impulse is to remain self-deluded, because you don't want to do the work. You don't want to engage into the spiritual process. You don't want to do that. You want to sit on your ass, have somebody teach you, and believe in that. This ain't about believing in no dogma and no doctrine. That's what they do in churches somewhere. Are you with me? This is not conventional religion. This is a spiritual process. You must engage in that spiritual process. Are you with me? And you don't want to do that. You don't want to break your identification with the not-self. You're attached to it. You want to talk yourself into it. You see? Now some of you radically even flatter yourself and say, well, you know, I'm really intelligent. Can I think myself into it? No. You can't even think clearly. You ain't got no viveka. You follow what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Right. You're not an Astarvaka, right? You see? 10 years old somewhere. You're not a Ramana Maharaj. 16, 10. Are you with me? You understand?
Yes, sir.
Good. You see? At all. You see? It's simply a case of arrogant ignorance. You're ignorant, but you're arrogant. You see? Deluded. So, this is how that goes. And in Zen, you know what I mean? The Zen master, you know, that's a whole different relationship. You know, they valid. That's my point. You see, they you know, like your mom and daddy, how they whoop you, they tell you how to act. You don't like that way.
Direct.
They get ass whooping. But it's like that, you see? Because we'll become very controlled and content with remaining at the level of belief. And remember, belief is not Shraddha. The mystery talks about Shraddha. Shraddha is not this kind of belief. You see? When there's Shraddha, there's work. That's how you know they got Shraddha. You see? Somewhere in the Bible even it says your faith must be show works. You can't say, I got faith and no work. Come on here, who we kidding here? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
You have a belief, you don't have Shraddha. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
You have a belief. You believe in the dogma, the doctrines, what the Buddha said, what Mahavira said, blah, blah, blah. You see? Believes. That's all. Not faith. Not Shraddha.
So you have to go beyond concept.
Oh, yes. But we go beyond the concept. First, you got to correct the concept that you have now. You see, the concept of vikapa is the term they use in the tradition, right? there's what you call a Shuddhavikapa, wrong concept. You got a view, but it's the wrong view. Are you with me?
Yes.
But it's a view. That wrong view has to be transformed, right? And so that it becomes a right view. Both are mental, incidentally. But one is right, one is wrong.
That's
So from Achudavikapa, you have to have now Shuddhavikapa. And that is the purpose of Satsang. And all of the literature is to give you the right views, to help you see things the way things really are. Right? And then some of the tradition, particularly in Buddhism, is just pointing out. In your own experience, they point it out, so you can see it. Look at this, notice this. Are you with me? Notice this, notice this, notice this. Right? Because you got to see it, notice it. You got to look, got to be reminded, notice this, you see. Pointing out instructions, right? So that you can see. Swamiji Maharaji said that don't believe anything I say. He insisted, don't believe it. Prove it to yourself.
Yes, sir. Right.
Very different. You see? The pastor would just believe what I say. No. Somebody said, this is not that. Don't believe nothing that I say just on the basis of me saying it.
Yes, sir.
Go prove it to yourself. That's what counts. Go prove it to you. Do the experiment, do the thing, and prove it to yourself.
Yes, sir. That's the key.
You see the sign? You see the difference?
Yes, sir.
The emphasis is on you conduct the experiment and see for yourself. And then once you do that, then you know then that you've been told the truth.
Yes, sir.
Right? That changes the whole relationship. So in Guru Gita you'll read, Guru say, disciple do, done, because they done did the experiment and proved it to themselves. Right? You know, you see you suffering, now look at how you caused that, you know, so that you can see you creating your own suffering. Stop blaming other people. You doing that shit to yourself. Now see it. Right? Now you see it. Oh God. You were telling the truth. That daddy was telling the truth. you know, like as sons, you know, you reach a point in life where you see, because for a long time, you know, you feel your daddy don't know nothing. You know, mama don't know nothing. You see my point? And then as you live a little bit more, you find, man, my daddy knew a lot of stuff. If you're lucky,
Yes,
the relationship gets transformed. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Right. And it's very different. So none of these answers are good, incidentally, right? This is just talk here going on. But the point I'm trying to make is that you have to really engage the spiritual process. You can't replace that by reading books. Reading books is not equal to sadhana. You're just reading books. Hearing talks ain't equal to sadhana. You just hear some talk,
Yes, sir.
right? Nothing substitute from sadhana.
Yes, sir.
Nothing. You have to do the sadhana. You have to do the sadhana. You see, you can't read a menu and then satisfy your hunger. Reading a menu ain't gonna satisfy your hunger. That's not right. You can read the Bhagavad Gita, Asura, Gita, and all of it, the Bible, the Quran, you read it to the end of time. You read the Bible, you ain't gonna become no Christian, no we kidding here. Right? Because you can't do Christianity, you can't live Christianity. You read it, quote it. You can't, you can't live Islam. You read the Quran and the Surahs, right? You can't live Judaism, right? You can read the Torah, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But you can't live, but you can't do it.
Yes, sir.
That's the truth. You'll have to sacrifice some. see. Not like in Jamaica where you can say kill a chicken or somewhere. You see, no. That's ritual, symbolic. Yeah, you see. That ain't it. A chicken cannot die for your sins. This is crazy as hell. Are you with me?
Real
Do you all understand?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And you don't have forever. But you're gonna die too. Kind of question. And you wanna die like this? It's your choice. You choose. It's on you. You decide. So, what more can be said? Was there anything else going to be about it? That's so hopefully, leave this place today, beautiful day out there. I don't know, find a little time. This may be the last day of your life, you don't know. Don't waste time, you know. And one of the traditions, you know, call, you know, call is a kind of state of mind where you always are presuming that you have more time than in reality you have. Time creates delusion. I feel that you always got more time. Always you got more time. Not today, then tomorrow. Not now, later on, etc., etc. You're presuming to know when you will run out of time. Yeah. And you have no way. You believe that you have a certain amount of time. Well, I'm 89, so I might make it to 100, so I got 11 years. You have no kind of shit.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but that's what it is, you know? Care how old you are, you always feel you're gonna get a little older. You see? Papa, I said, Papa, how you doing? I'm doing fine, boy. I said, Papa, you 98. I said, what do you need? You need something? No, I just need a little more digits, you know, so I can make it to, you see, a little more time.
Yeah.
A little more time. A little more time. You see. And he made it to his 100.
Yes, sir.
So what?
Yes, sir.
He made it to his 100.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he did.
But what did he do with them 100 years? That's the issue. You see. I saw part of what he did with it. You know. And half of it he pissed it away. But, you understand what I'm saying? It's like that. So, I don't know what y'all timetable. I know some of y'all figure you got 10 more years. I see somebody back there, they figure they got 20. But they just in their, you know, 50s. They know they're good for 20 more, right? Maybe not. You see. So it's like that. And in fact, any part of that future time will come in the form of today. So usually what you're not willing to do today, you're not going to do tomorrow, because tomorrow will feel just like today again. You see my point? True. So you have not trained yourself to be present, to do things in the present. You don't know how to do that. You don't want to do it. You let yourself off the hook because why? Tomorrow I can do that tomorrow. Tomorrow I can be more loving. I mean, look at the things you postpone. You know, loving. You see, I'm gonna take her somewhere next year. She may not even be here next year. You may not even be here next year. You see, so this habit of postponement and procrastination, that's based on the illusion that you got all this time that you have calculated. You don't have to. Even in just ordinary, mundane things, you know what I mean? You see, the kids, that thing was a little, right, and so forth and so on, the other thing back there, right? And you'd be tired, you know what I mean? Say, well, you know, I'm gonna take them next year, and they get a little bit, cause, you know, they can't even walk down the stairs, you know what I mean? In the museum. I remember taking them to the museum, I told her hand, and all these people coming down the stairs, right? And I'm trying to, and she can't walk that fast, so I'm almost trying to lift her up some, right? And this girl, I said, slow down, boy. So you going too fast, was so embarrassing. Right? But what can I do? But you can't postpone.
Yes.
That's the point I'm making. You gotta take them, even if you gotta drag them. There'll be a time when I can't even go down the stairs.
Yes, sir.
That's a bad example, but you understand?
Yes, sir.
Because, you know, it's not just your love for you and your wife. I ain't talking about that, you know. That's one thing, right? But you got children, you got siblings. You understand? Right? You see? And you can't procrastinate with that stuff. And you don't know how long you'll be here. You see? Right? It's like that. Sort of like that. Hmm? Sort of like that. So there's different kinds of love, different kinds of bhavas, you know what I mean? Different forms, context of it, you see. But if you get married, some of us in here, most of us is married or been married or something like that. That's Madhurya Bhava. That's different. See, I was raised to love my sisters and brothers, because if I didn't show love, I got a whooping. I had to check. Yeah, girl, some of that, boy. You know what I mean? So you were raised like that. You know, you were conditioned. That's a different kind of relationship, right?
Yes, sir.
You see, Madhurya Bhava, that's right. This is a person that loved you, and they wasn't conditioned to love you. They wasn't built and made to love you. They wasn't blood. That's a whole different kind of thing. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Very different phenomenon, right? Hmm? And that's the thing where procrastination is fatal. You see? Because you didn't understand. You see? You did not understand. And took it for granted. Too busy in your click-clack. Fundamentally, just click-clack. Just pursuing your own self-gratification, your own self-aggrandizement, and then it's up to you. This thing is deep.
Yes, sir.
This thing is deep. That's the worst form of procrastination that a human being can engage in, is the procrastination of loving someone. Dangerous. A lot of suffering. Most of the issues that are presented in therapy, particularly in Jungian psychotherapy, are presented by people who have refused to love. That's like refusing to breathe.
Yeah, it's okay.
You destroy yourself emotionally, psychologically. It's self-destructive. Get unbalanced. All messed up. This thing is something. All right, I've done enough damage here today. So let's,
a search to find